Hey guys, it's Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and today's video is going to be who's nominated to all the stakes races coming up on Belmont Stakes Day. You got 8 Grade 1 stakes races, and I went on Equibase and pulled up the nominations, try to get an idea of who's going to be running in the races, and maybe we can go ahead and get a head start on handicapping the races. So the first one is the Ogden Phipps, and that's for the fillies and mares 4 years old and upward, and you got a good solid field of horses nominated so far. Malatot, who won the Kentucky Oaks for Pletcher last year, will be making her second start off the layoff. You got Latruska, uh, who won the race last year, will be coming back. Has looked really good, in her 6-year-old form so far. Search results, who got second in the Oaks last year. And you still got Bonnie South, trained by, Brad Cox, who got second in the race last year, but could at least be a good potential candidate for exotics. And of course, you got CC, so who knows if she's going to go. But so far, it's shaping up to be a very, solid field for the Ogden Phipps. Uh, I'll scroll down and let everybody get a quick look at some of the other horses to see if anybody has maybe their personal favorite, like a Pauline's Pearl or a Clarier, both, competed on the Oaks Trail last year. But it's looking like it's shaping up to be a very, very good race. The second one we have is the Mohegan Sun, or I'm sorry, the Woody Stevens, presented by the Mohegan Sun. Uh, this race is for 3-year-olds. It's the 7 furlong sprint race, and you got a lot of nominations for this race. And historically, this has been one of the more wide open betting races on the Belmont undercard. The favorites don't always, do the best in this race. So if you're looking at Jack Christopher, who's been nominated, you might want to, try to look for other horses maybe as good backups. And you got Cogburn and Chasing Time, who both ran 3 weeks ago. You might get one of them to come in. Uh, you got New Great's been nominated for, was a Baffert horse now for Tim Yaktine. Uh, Pletcher's got My Prankster nominated. You got Pinehurst, who won one of the sprint races overseas for Bob Baffert. Now it's with Sean McCarthy. And you got a lot of horses that's been nominated. It kind of says it's a wide open race. Papa Cap, who ran on the Derby Trail, is cutting back. He might be interesting on the cutback. So you got a lot of horses to like here. And the Just a Game Stakes, which is 1 mile for fillies, you have a horse I really like, and Speak of the Devil, who uh, won on the Kentucky Derby undercard race, and looks like she should be coming back again. All signs are pointing to it. You also got Wakanaka, who got second or third in that same race that Speak of the Devil won. You got Plum Ali, who's a decent horse by Christophe Clement. Uh, Jouster was a good 3-year-old, but it's kind of lost some of her form. In Italian, another horse, and they're also by the same ownership connections as Speak of the Devil. So that's shaping up to be a good field with maybe a potential single for the day and Speak of the Devil. And then you got the Jaipur, which is the uh, 6 furlong sprint race on turf. And this drew a good, decent sized field too so far for nominations. It'll be interesting to see when the final ones come out, who's going to be there. You got Casa Creed, who I believe won the same race last year. Caratari for Lynch won at the Preakness undercard a couple weeks ago at Pimlico. Wesley Ward's got Bound for Nowhere. Uh, there's some other horses. Grays Creek. Now I believe this horse is trying a different surface now. So, or no, I'm sorry. This horse is cutting back in distance. So it'll be interesting to see who winds up going off as a favorite once the field is drawn in. But this is the field so far. You got Gear Jockey, who's a fairly decent sprint horse from George Arnold, and then in this race you got the Acorn, which is 1 mile for fillies, and it drew Echo Zulu's been nominated. Uh, you got Juju's Map by Brad Cox, who was really good as a 2-year-old and uh, won her allowance race a few weeks ago. So this will be the second start. It's be interesting to see how she can do. You got UG Ree, who was pretty decent down there at Oakland coming up, but she might be a little up against it. Someone like an Echo Zulu. Uh, you got Gerrymander with Chad Brown and Clarabot Stables, who are good owners. Uh, Desert Dawn, who won the uh, the race at Santa Anita for the females. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but she also got third in the Oaks, so this horse is coming back, and that's shaping up to be a solid field. Then you got the Manhattan race, and this one I want to focus on because it seemed like a lot of the years this is the race that takes place before the Belmont. So if you want to focus on your uh, doubles and stuff like that, this is the race to really try to look at and handicap, especially if you like some of the more favorite horses on Belmont. But nonetheless, you got uh, Rogier, by Chad Brown, who won on the Man of War Day and is owned by Peter Brandt, who's really good. And she's actually a filly who's been nominated at this race, the only filly that's been nominated. And you got Gufo by Christophe Clement. Uh, Always comes with a good effort. Doesn't always win, but will always give you, a good solid effort. You got Santa by Godolphin that won the race to our Kentucky Derby undercard. And then you got some more Chad Brown horses filled out like Tribubon, uh, Rock Emperor, Public Sector. So I'm sure you'll get 3 or 4 Chad Browns put in there. And you got Atone and Cross Border nominated for Michael Maker. You'll probably see one of these two in there, if not both of them. So that's shaping up to be but interesting betting race. And you might be able to get some value on a horse like Rozier that you may not usually get just with it being, a big field should be drawn in. And then you have the Met Mile, which to me, this is the race I'm looking most forward to, probably more so than the Belmont itself, because if the field that's nominated winds up running, this is going to be a great race. You got Aloha West, who won the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year, who's probably going to wind up being the 4th betting choice when it's all said and done. You got Fearless by Pletcher, who's is not really Grade 1 material, but still a solid horse nonetheless. And then this horse right here, Flightline. I cannot wait to see this horse run next Saturday. This will be his 4th start, but this horse has looked the part of the next budding superstar. And if there's a time to potentially bet this horse and make some money, there's enough question marks and a good enough field that this is the best money you're going to see on this horse if it wins all year long. If it wins this race, every other race between now and the Breeders' Cup is going to be 1-5 or 1-9. So I'm excited to bet this horse. I'm going to make this one of my best bets of the day because the horse hasn't raced since pretty much Christmas time at Santa Anita. But I don't think they would have just brought this horse back in a prestigious race like the Met Mile if they didn't think the horse was ready. And you're also going to have Jackie's Warrior in the field, who won the sprint race on the Churchill Downs undercard. And, it's trained by Asmussen and always seems to show up a lot and give a good effort. And you also got Speaker's Corner, who, as this horse has turned 4 years old and found a lot of success around one turn, is, might go. It'll be interesting between Jackie's Warrior and Speaker's Corner. If both of these enter, who would end up taking, second or third choice money. And you got Reinvestment Risk, who ran second to Jackie's Warrior on the Kentucky Derby undercard. And you got Happy Saber, who would be cutting back from 2 turns to 1 turn. So this field just looks absolutely loaded. And I can't wait to see if Flightline is finally going to show out and be the superstar that he's looking to be. But really, any of these, at least Speaker's Corner, Jackie's Warrior, Flightline, any of them can win the race, and I would not be the least bit surprised in it at all. Even if Aloha West came back and won, I still wouldn't be surprised. So this is the race I'm most looking forward to seeing on next Saturday. And